Hi, my name is Mary. Today FM plays the best music in Lambasa. Today FM rocks.
My name is Thomas. I'm here in Nakasi and I like to listen to Today FM because it rocks.
My name is Milenia. Today FM rocks here in Singatoka.
My name is Enrique and Today FM rocks here in Tavua.
My name is Mary Jane. I love listening to Today FM here in Ba. Today FM rocks.
My name is Ilay Tiambal and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks here in Osur.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, stringent measures in place to safeguard roads. Concerns raised over Ndawa Samoa extraction. And alleged human trafficker pleads not guilty.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The Fiji Roads Authority will now send bills to careless and arrogant drivers who damage any of their property. Chief Executive Jonathan Moore told FBC News bills have been sent to 15 drivers in the West, while 3 more have been identified in the Central Division. Catherine Krishna reports out of the 18 perpetrators, 7 have been cleared after paying their penalties.
The Fiji Roads Authority says a huge chunk of money has been spent to improve our infrastructure and they will not condone anyone damaging their property.
We can't have people recklessly damaging our assets and not having a consequence to it. These things cost a fortune. One traffic signal set costs nearly $250,000 with all the equipment that we have to put in there. The work and the installation, it can be very expensive. And we get one of those poles knocked down, there's a significant amount of money that we have to pay to get it replaced. And if it's reckless drivers, then either they have to pay for it. Simple as that.
Jonathan Moore says this new billing system started last year.
It got very serious last year because I think in Martintar, in the Macca in Nandi, there was a spate of people damaging the railings, knocking down street signs and even some light columns as well. Now when a light column falls, that's a very big piece of metal to fall down. If somebody hits it, it could kill somebody. Last year there was a lot of incidents over in Nandi on that one stretch of road from Votoleva roundabout to Wailoloa Junction. So we decided we were going to chase after these people and we'd find them.
The FRA says while it is their duty to improve infrastructure, every citizen must be responsible to take care of it. Drivers who refuse to make necessary payments have been warned that tougher actions will be taken. Catherine Krishna, FBC News.
We now join Catherine Krishna live. Catherine, can you tell us more about the step taken by the Fiji Roads Authority?
Well, Jackie, the FRA CEO in the last few minutes has confirmed to FBC News that they will leave no stone unturned to get to these perpetrators. Now, he's also mentioned that FRA is now involving their legal team to issue these demand notices to get the cost of repairs from these perpetrators. Now, Mr. Moore has also confirmed that in this process, they are facing difficulties. There are lack of eyewitnesses and there are lack of cameras in certain areas around the country, which would actually help them identify these drivers who drive carelessly on our roads. Now, Mr. Moore has also confirmed that they are also working with the Fiji police force to get information from them in terms of the accidents which are reported to them. Mr. Moore has also told FBC News that for claims which are less than $5,000, they are involving small claims tribunal. On the other hand, FRA is currently working to install vehicle barrier units around the country, but this will take some time because it is very costly. And in the meantime, FRA is urging drivers around the country to be safe on our roads, to drive carefully, and if they don't follow rules, they'll have to pay the price. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that update, Catherine. Vorovoro villagers in Tailevu North are claiming that works being done by the Gold Rock Investment Limited is destroying their livelihood. Gold Rock is operating in the village, extracting stones, which is used for road construction around the country. The concern for the villagers is that the go-ahead for the extraction was given by only one Matangali, which is benefiting from all of this, while the others are claiming that they have been left to suffer. Sainiani Boiler visited the village of Vorovoro and files this report.
The Batundele River, once known as one of the major rivers in Tailevu North, is now all dried up. The villagers claim that since the extraction work started, they have been severely affected.
As you can see, there is no water in the river. We have continuous erosion on the river banks. They have destroyed the trees. For us villagers, it's really hard to cross the river now, especially for students. We can't even move the animals to the other side of the river.
Gold Rock Investment Limited says that they are only working within the 3-kilometer boundary assigned to them and are ensuring that they are compliant with the Environment Act.
The negotiations at Woro and Osamu, we work closely with the committee, and there were consultations done on the effects of development. So and the AI mitigates the risks, this kind of risks, and the river is, we're just using about 3-kilometer stretch of a river.
Claims of only one Matangali benefiting from the project has also been raised.
They have been working for years now, which was part of an agreement between Gold Rock and only one Matangali in the village, which most of us were not aware of it.
Gold Rock deals with the committee. There's a committee, and they are from the Matangalis representing the area. And all the members can take their complaints to the committee, and the committee brings it up to the company. It's not easy doing their jobs trying to satisfy everybody, and I think the development speaks for itself in the benefits that they have witnessed.
The company Gold Rock Investment Limited is the largest crushing plant in the country, which supplies crushed stones to major road contractors around the country. It's situated here on a 10-acre land which belongs to the Matangali Namboro in the village of Telecom here in Tailevu. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
Economic growth for Fiji this year has been revised downwards from the initial 3.4% to 2.7%. Reserve Bank Governor Arif Ali says with the national budget to be announced in the coming weeks, he is hoping that government will offer incentives to encourage more private sector investments. Maggie Boyle tells us more.
The revised economic growth for 2019 has been attributed to a number of factors.
It's because we see the trend in the global economy. World economy growth has slowed down. Most of our trading partner growth has been revised down. So this will impact tourism. Tourism is still expected to grow, but maybe slightly slower than what we'd expected.
Another area of concern, Arif Ali says, is the underperformance of several sectors.
One is gold. Mining sector has been slightly lower. Tourism sector, the numbers for the first 4 months shows just a marginal increase in visitor arrival. So these are two sectors that we feel has contributed to the downward revision.
The governor says, dependent on the national budget announcement next month, their 2.7% growth could be revised upwards if there is a stimulus package that would encourage investor confidence.
I really don't expect a significant increase in government expenditure. The government is committed to consolidating its expenditure, making sure the deficit is lower or around the same level. But what it can do is create the right environment for private sector investment. So private sector can then invest and stimulate the economy.
The budget will be announced on the 7th of June and will be broadcast live on FBC TV. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
A 38-year-old man charged with allegedly selling minors for immoral purposes has pleaded not guilty to all charges. Josevata Werelangi is charged with 1 count of aggravated sexual servitude and 3 counts of domestic trafficking of children. He's also charged with an alternative count of selling minors under the age of 18 for an immoral purpose. It's alleged that between the 18th to the 22nd of July 2015, Werelangi threatened or forced a 15-year-old girl to enter into or remain in sexual servitude. It's also alleged that between the 18th to the 20th of July in the same year, Werelangi facilitated the transportation of a 15-year-old girl from Nausori to Rewa Street in Suva with an intent the girl would be used to provide sexual services. The matter will be recalled on the 24th of June for pre-trial conference and bail. Still to come, consultation begins for minimum wage review. And CSR takes over ATH shareholders' queries. Details after the break.
Nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Oya ubasitsa isa ilambasa. Ya ndo talita ino warro Nambula FM nambandua ya nasere.
Guya do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka. Talita kina na warro Nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere.
Wana tumela Nambula FM, nambandua ya nasere number 1.
Na vengo fane na tao.
Consultations on the review of the national minimum wage and the wage rate 2019 has started. The review was endorsed by Cabinet a few weeks ago. Eleanor Rangaivu reports the consultation targets workers and employers in both the formal and informal sectors.
Headed by an independent consultant from Australia, the consultation on the review of the national minimum wage and the wage rate 2019 registered views from individuals and business owners on what the new national minimum wage should be.
From my point of view, at the moment, unskilled workers' rate to be at the where it is.
You increase the wages and the production has to come up. If the production goes down and the wages go up, the company collapses.
I think that it was about 15 to 16 cents increment. Is not that bad. I think our business community can pay.
Fiji's current national minimum wage is set at $2.68 per hour. The two-week nationwide public consultation, which started in Lambasa today, will determine if this should be increased and by how much.
I think it would be unfair on me to comment on that because the exercise has just started today, and at the end of the exercise then he will come up with the recommendation where government will deal with it.
Minister for Employment, Productivity and Industrial Relations Parveen Kumar has made it clear the consultation is not a political ploy.
Most of the time we have seen and observed and we have heard that this becomes a political issue, the national minimum wage rate. And this time around we're not going to rush. We will make sure that we will carry out this exercise going to the people in all towns and cities.
The review will cover the economic and social impacts of the national minimum wage since its last review on September 30th, 2017. The consultation will move to Savu Savu tomorrow before heading to Viti Levu. It will end on May 6th. Eleanor Rangaivu, FBC News.
Fijians who wish to travel to France will no longer have to travel to Vanuatu, New Zealand or Sydney, Australia to apply for their visa. French Ambassador to Fiji, Sujiro Sim, says since taking up the post in 2017, he has been working on this issue. Sim says the office will be based in Suva and will open in a couple of months as discussions on the contract is currently underway. He adds they will not reopen the visa service at the embassy. However, they will do what other countries are doing.
We will outsource this service, which means that a private company will act on our behalf to collect the visa applications and deliver the passports with the visa.
Around 16,000 businesses will be fiscalized under the third phase of the VAT monitoring system that was rolled out yesterday. Fiji Revenue and Customs Authority Chief Executive Viswanath Das says the objective of this system is to collect the revenue due to government and have efficient and reliable software to encourage voluntary compliance. Pranita Prakash reports.
The FRCS says a list of all taxpayers under the third phase of the electronic fiscal device regulation rollout will be known soon.
We are looking at constructions, architectural businesses, engineering, accommodation and food services, freight companies, real estate agents, wholesalers and manufacturers, service stations and human health related activities.
Viswanath Das has also clarified that under the regulation, businesses will need to fiscalize all the activities.
There are various activities being operated under the TIN, under one TIN, and if some of the business activities are not part of the groups of businesses, still they have to comply.
Businesses have time until 31st July to comply with regulation. Meanwhile, FRCS has collected $4 million in plastic bag levy through this VAT monitoring system, $600,000 in environment and climate adaptation levy, and $400,000 in service turnover tax. Pranita Prakash, FBC News.
Good news for shareholders as long waiting hours to be served at the amalgamated Telecom Holdings Limited office is now a thing of the past. This follows an agreement signed between the entity and the South Pacific Stock Exchange for the Central Share Registry Limited to handle all administrative and shareholder queries on behalf of ATH. Anna Ravula reports.
A massive workload will now be upon the Central Share Registry Limited, as over 1,400 shareholders are with ATH.
So instead of going back to ATH for any queries, any shareholder queries, or how to receive dividends, or how to process and receive their annual reports, they will come to the Central Share Registry for those functions.
The Central Share Registry Limited, a subsidiary of SPSC, will now conduct related functions of ATH.
It has become economical for us to work with the SPSC to have outsourced the share registry. We hope that the days of shareholders waiting hours at ATH to have their queries answered are probably things of the past.
The South Pacific Stock Exchange has 4 unlisted companies part of the CSR. It is also working on other listed large entities to be part of this. Ana Ravulo, FBC News.
The Fijian Tourism Expo plays an important role in the growth of the tourism industry. Speaking at the opening of the event in Nandi last night, Tourism Minister Pramila Kumar says the industry will continue to pave the way for Fiji's growth, which has remained resilient through the years. Felipe Naikaso has more.
With over 500 delegates converged at the Tourism Expo, the minister has called on Fijians hosting to make contacts, forge new relationships, make lifelong friends, and conduct business.
The FTE and all of you present here play an important role in the growth of our tourism industry. Having such a cross-sectoral platform allows us to directly engage with you. This gives rise to great teamwork.
With the tourism industry now worth $2 billion, which is also on track to reach $2.2 billion by 2021, this sort of expo will help achieve this target.
This allows us as Team Fiji to be able to show the world just how magnificent not only the country is, not only to experience the Fijian culture, but to see everything in its most pristine settings here.
This is also a perfect opportunity for exhibitors to showcase their products on the global stage.
It's a great chance to get together and tell us about our improvements, because as a business we're always changing, whether it's refurbishing vessels or investing into new property or new plants and new brands. It's a great chance to share that.
It gives a good boost for us, the small young entrepreneurs, as a business to promote our products in the big tourism industry that we have in Fiji.
Last year, the Fijian Tourism Expo was cancelled due to adverse weather condition. The cancellation was also a reminder of the importance of working towards a more sustainable tourism industry. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
Later in sports with Jamie, Frank Lomani excited for his first rapid rugby game, but first, Rachel joins us with the latest in business.
Thanks, Jackie. Good evening, and coming up after the break, swipe ATM cards for taxi fares. And in growing Fiji, South Sea cruises await new vessel. Stay with us.
For the best classic hits, I only listen to Gold FM here in Singapore. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Yeni Rawa. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Dino. I'm from Outrigger, Coral Coast, Singapore. I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
My name is Salote. I love listening to Gold FM here in Nosuri. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Bula, my name is Mariva. Gold FM plays the best classics here in Outrigger.
Leading business tonight, for the first time in Fiji, people can now pay taxi fares using their ATM cards. This comes after the ANZ Bank launched ANZ POS with ever-ready taxis in Suva today. As Ali Kimbia reports, all ever-ready taxi will now have point-of-sale machines.
Fijians who will access services provided by Suva-based ever-ready taxis can swipe their ATM card to pay their fares.
What that means is that you as a customer, and I'm glad that ANZ has actually agreed to do that, that for whatever fare you want to pay through your card, you'll be able to pay it on the machine. So even if the fare is $3, you can still pay, so there's no minimum amount per se.
Ayal Syed Qayyum says this will further enhance electronic transaction and at the same time boost the tourism industry.
The reality of the matter is that electronic transactions provides not only convenience to everyday consumers, but it also helps the financial system. It also keeps liquidity within the banks at higher levels. It also means that the cost of transacting your business transactions actually is reduced.
If a visitor coming in from Australia, landing in Suva, wants to go out from Nandi, takes an everyday taxi, $250, charge it on his corporate card, and that's done with it.
The Minister for Economy has urged other taxi operators to install EFTPOS machines in their taxi as it will lead to more transparency. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
And we now join Sanifa from HFC Bank with the latest from the money world.
The Japanese yen advanced against its peers today as persistent U.S.-China trade fears and Brexit concerns found risk aversion lifting the safe haven Japanese currency. The yen also rose modestly against the euro, pound and Australian dollar, adding to overnight gains. A deepening Brexit crisis also sapped investor risk sentiment. Pressure on British Prime Minister Theresa May to resign increased after her new Brexit gambit backfired and as a key ally resigned from her cabinet. Closer to home, Australian dollar heads into London trading slightly lower, driven in part by risk-off sales against the yen. Meanwhile, Kiwi hits a 6-month low, weighed by sales against the Aussie. That's all from HFC Bank for now. Vinaka.
Thanks, Anifa. On to today's exchange rates as it was set this morning. It was a good day for our dollar as it strengthened against all the currencies we cover except the US dollar and the Japanese yen. Taking a look at the commodities market, the price of oil continued to drop and ended the day at $61 a barrel. And gold closed up at $1,273 an ounce, and silver closed up as well at $14.43 an ounce. And in going Fiji tonight, a $3 million cruise vessel will be brought in by the South Sea Cruises next year in June. The company says the vessel is currently being built by Ocean Voyage in France. The new vessel will definitely boost South Sea's reach in the Mamanuthas. With very limited sailing opportunities in Fiji, the company has decided to venture into this area to boost their services.
We'll be doing day sailing trips out of Dinnerau on flexible itineraries to the Mamanuthas. So it's a wonderful product. It'll take 80 passengers and it'll be a wonderful addition to the South Sea Cruises product.
And that's all from your business desk for tonight. Jamie's up next with sports.
Thank you, Rachel, and good evening. Up ahead in sports, Fiji Sevens fans urged to keep their distance ahead of London tournament, and Reo are hopeful of a round 2 return. This and more coming up.
Hi, I'm Jyotishma. I'm from Singatoka. I love listening to Mirchi FM. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM is #1.
I'm Charlene Robert. Mirchi FM rocks in Lambasa.
I'm Soname Nasori Jackson. Mirchi FM is hot.
My name is Raymond Dutt. I'm in Babu Singh Alliance. Mirchi FM is hot in Lambasa.
I'm Pritika from Jax Nasori. I love listening to Mirchi FM here in Nasori. Mirchi FM is hot.
Mirchi FM, it's hot.
The Fiji Airways Sevens team is approaching the London tournament very seriously. So much so, the Fiji High Commission has issued a notice to the Fijian community and supporters to refrain from visiting the team at their hotel. With the national side just 3 points adrift current leader USA, the London and Paris tournaments are critical in Fiji's quest to claim the World Series crown. The High Commission advisory is urging supporters to follow the team management's wishes and let the team focus on preparing for this weekend's tournament. Fiji plays Kenya at 9:36 p.m. Saturday, France 12:42 a.m. Sunday, and the final pool game against Samoa at 3:48 a.m. You can catch the London Sevens live on FPC TV this weekend. Branko de Pria will line up for the Bliss Box in its 70th tournament appearance at the World Rugby 7 Series in London this weekend, making him South Africa's most capped Rugby Sevens player. Swire-shipping Fijian Latui halfback Frank Lomani believes global rapid rugby is a great fit for Fiji. Lomani, who is most likely to be in the Flying Fijians World Cup squad later this year, should run on for the Latui against the Western Force on Saturday. Aquila Dama reports.
Frank Lomani believes the 9 points power try is what makes the global rapid rugby special and exciting.
One thing is that the inclusion of the power try. I think we played in Andorra, and if they introduced the power tries in Andorra, I think no team in the NRC will get us by playing with the ball in hand, and I think it's in our own benefits. Keeping the ball in hand from our 22 and right up to the try.
The Latui is one of the 3 teams in the competition to have scored power tries so far. Latui coach Senirusi Siruvakula says they will need to raise the bar against the force.
We just need to be lift out into another level from the Skipper Cup into playing in this competition and be very smart in how we play in this full 70 minutes. And giving away penalties, that's not one that's going to help us in this competition, because we want to maintain possession at all time, going back to our basic skill, our passing, our communication. We're going into contact and maintain possession and go for it all the time. But but the boys are still learning in the new rule. But they have to play like just 15 rugby.
The Latui will play Western Force at 3:10 p.m. on Saturday at Lautoka's Churchill Park. Aquila Dhama, FBC Sports.
Wellington Phoenix striker Roy Krishna has claimed the top prize at the club's end-of-season awards ceremony last night. Krishna claimed 4 awards, including the Player of the Year, Players Player of the Year, and the club's Golden Boot Award for scoring 18 goals last season. Krishna was also recognized for scoring his first career hat-trick against Melbourne City. The 31-year-old was instrumental in leading the Phoenix to the playoffs for the first time since 2014. Krishna is off contract and hasn't signed a new deal with a club yet, but has told Newshub he was very close to making an announcement. Royal football coach Peter Rambo has not lost hope. Sitting at the bottom of the Vodafone Premier League table, Rambo says the Delta Tigers can still make it out. Rewa was beaten by Ba 2-0 last weekend in its last match of round 1. Rambo admits redemption will be tougher for them now heading into the second round, but believes it is still possible.
Well, that's what, it's just going to be honest with the team and be honest with the boys. But I told them, I said in this year's league, and I think the team will go out, will be going at about 9 points or 12 points. And for us now, and I think the road is getting a little more tougher now. And we knew the second round, which all the team will be gearing up and preparing well. And with the likes of Nasino Tabua, they're already up on 9 points now. But we're not going to put our heads down. And we know that going to be, if anything that will happen, we can't lose, and we can't afford to lose any more game from the second round for us to avoid the relegation.
In today's play of the day, Great Britain's incredible comeback against France at the World Ice Hockey Championships in Slovakia. In its last game of the tournament to avoid relegation, France was leading 3-0, but Great Britain were able to bounce back, take the match into extra time and score the winner. That's it from sports tonight. You can join Angie later on with weather, and in the world of the weird and wonderful, check out Vizio's Dolby Atmos soundbar. That's coming up.
मैं नवनीत नंद नंबोलुम्बुआ से जैसे प्रेनी नोट मशहूर है वैसे रेडियो फिजी 2 भी सभी जगह मशहूर है। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
सीमा नकाशी से मैं रेडियो फिजी 2 पसंद करती हूँ सुनने के लिए। रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन। मैं हूँ
Tonight's new media, we find out more about Vizio's new soundbar. It's weather time now with Angie.
Hello there and welcome to the weather world. A high and low pressure system to the far south of Fiji generates and directs heavy southerly swells towards the southern and western parts of the Fiji group. Now look in the west, a bit cool, but otherwise it was all sunny. Eastwards from Pack Harbour to Suva, sunny, warm and very windy. The evening we'll see some showers. And up north, more of the same bright conditions. At sea, southeast winds 25 knots, very rough swells. Not a good idea in the slightest to go out to sea. For the tides, high tide at 10:16 p.m. and low tide at 4:07 a.m. Sunrise at 6:28. For tomorrow, who doesn't love Fridays? They are everyone's favorite. A shower or two will hit us, but otherwise, all bright. Tomorrow's temps need more sunshine than rain. Well, you can always find it in the western side. Nandi and Lautoka are all set to hit 31 degrees. And looking further on to Saturday, your shopping day looks absolutely clear for now. Never know when it changes. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fijian Pulse tonight, we asked, should heftier fines be considered for speeding drivers?
I suggest it should increase so the driver can learn a lesson. And it should be probably 100 plus so they feel the pain we feel when accidents happen.
The fine should be increased because over $100.
The fine should go up. It needs to be $200.
I think it should increase so that it creates more awareness for the drivers. I think $40 to $50.
It should be increased by $40.
In the world of the weird and wonderful, a wannabe Spider-Man tried to scale the French Eiffel Tower this week after the tall structure was closed. It wasn't until the man was spotted climbing the side of the landmark. Recapping the main stories for tonight, stringent measures in place to safeguard roads, concerns raised over Ndawa Samu extraction, an alleged human trafficker pleads not guilty. For these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. A poll question we're asking, should speed bumps be installed along the Nausori-Nakasi corridor? Visit the FBC website to answer. Our shot of the day, like seashells, we are beautiful and unique, each with a story to tell. This was sent in by Viraj Singh from Nasese Suva. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj, share it with us via Facebook page FBC News, follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News, or simply hashtag FBC News. That was the FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, good night.
Bula, nevan go malakay leloma, ngongai nakas ondu magrong ng Bula FM, nambandua ay nasere.
Hoya ubasit sai sa Lambasa, ya ondu talita ina warong ng Bula FM, nambandua ay nasere.
Buya do tumeli ako na tao no hinga toka, talita kina na warong ng Bula FM, nambandua ay nasere.
Wala na tunga ng Bula FM, nambandua ay nasere nambuan.
Nevan go fane na tao no go singa toka, kita ondu talita ka ng Bula FM, nambandua ay nasere.
Bula FM, nambandua ay nasere.